Hey, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of The Rare Cut. Very excited to be here. My name is Jared Rao, and I am with If You Give a Dad a Podcast, along with my co-host here.
I'm Jamie Rose, and I am with Rivet City Radio and Off the Top Media.
Man, how are you doing today?
Dude, I'm doing fantastic here on this fine Saturday morning recording with you. Man, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy for the opportunity.
Yeah, me too. This is going to be a lot of fun. It's a new show that we're doing here. We're going to talk about Diamond State Wrestling. We're going to kind of hype you guys up and let you know what's going on with the matches that are coming up on the show, as well as some other maybe cool announcements that we can give you as well. This is going to be shows that lead up to the next big event that we have for Diamond State. We've got some really cool stuff coming up. We've heard some stuff from Wes McCann, some announcements that he gave on social media. We're going to kind of talk about those a little bit today as well.
Oh, yeah. What did we hear from the Cowboy himself?
Well, we have two big matches that are coming up that are going to be semi-qualifiers to see who will face Alexander Gold in that championship match.
That is the king, not just any king. That is the Ruthless King, and you, sir, will bow down before him.
Well, I got to say that king kind of, used some kind of questionable tactics to get that championship and become the king.
I'll say this here, and I'll say this every time it's brought up. He did not sell out. He bought in.
Man, when it comes to him, okay, I'm a dad. So, my kids were at that show, and they look up to a guy like him, and so seeing him kind of take the easy road to get to where he's at now, that doesn't really bode well, when it comes to your kids and stuff. They got to be a good influence, and I don't feel like that's what he was doing there.
Sometimes the kids need to buckle up, grow up, and learn that in business, there's steps that you take that are necessary to get to the top. And if you want to be at the top in this business, there are things that people aren't going to like. And that's just a part of it. That is not just a part of it. That is a fact of life.
Well, we're not here today to talk about, the facts of life for our kids and stuff. We're here to actually talk about these matches that we have coming up and everything. So we're going to kind of just jump right into that. The first one that we want to talk about today is Marce Lewis versus Luke Langley.
Luke Langley is a great competitor, but we got a debut from Marce Lewis.
We do. I'm really excited to see him come in. Marce is kind of a hard striker. I haven't got to see a lot of what he does, but he's a hard striker, and we know how Luke Langley wrestles his matches as well. So we're going to be seeing some very hard-hitting stuff in that match.
It's definitely going to be real physical, really hard-hitting, fast-paced. I have a feeling it's going to be electric.
It is. Luke, is coming off of losing a couple matches and stuff here in Diamond State, so I feel he's going to be extremely motivated to get out there and get the job done. But with Marce Lewis, we don't know what to really expect from him too much because we haven't seen him here in Diamond State yet. So this is going to be an interesting one to see for sure.
Absolutely. It's going to be unknown. Just the thing I know is seeing Luke Langley out there, he's definitely going to have another level of intensity because he is going to try to get back on the high horse and figure this out.
Right. He, Luke Langley is one of the ones who kind of brought me into independent wrestling and stuff like that in the last year. Mm-hmm. And I got to say, man, I am really rooting for Luke to pull through on this one.
I'll say this, Luke Langley is a guilty pleasure of mine when it comes to professional wrestling. And I have a feeling that, even though I like the sound of Marce coming in, definitely going to be a big part of what Diamond State Wrestling is coming to in the future. Right. And he's definitely going to be part of the future long-term in the Arkansas professional wrestling landscape.
Yes.
But tonight, or, on August 27th, I think it's going to be Luke Langley. I don't think he's going to take 3 L's in a row. I just don't think that's going to happen.
Right.
But it's not going to come without a fight.
Right. Well, in the last match that he was in, he was going for the Imperial Championship or the Imperial Division Championship. And, man, I thought that he was going to win that one. And, Blackwell kind of pulled it out at the last minute, kind of drew him in to use up all of his pinfalls and everything. Yeah. And so I think in this one, we're going to see that brain buster come out. He's going to come over on top.
Oh, yeah. and he's going to be able to use a lot of stuff that he's not able to use in Imperial matches, which will very open the realm of possibility of what Langley could pull out to get this win if he gets it.
Yeah. And that kind of brings us to our next match that we have coming up. We have a guy who is a samurai warrior, kind of, in the way his style is. And that's the Ronin, Jace Osei. And he's going to be facing a returning wrestler, Mr. Nasty, in this one. And I'm really excited to see what Osei brings to this because it is a unique style.
Oh, yeah. The thing about, the Ronin, as we say, he might be versed in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He might be this warrior. He might have a posse of all these people. Mr. Nasty, all he needs to go is back to the lab, trick it out, and then learn some pimp jutsu. Go back to the drawing board because he's going to backhand the heck out of Mr. Jace and pull out this win.
Man, I'm not sure on that one. I'm looking forward to seeing Jace in the ring because I think he's going to bring some unique offense to Diamond State, And so I think that Mr. Nasty is going to have to really train with what was that you called it? The pimp jitsu?
Pimp jutsu.
He's going to have to do some serious training with that if he wants to take Jace on.
Drink the pimp juice, learn the pimp jutsu.
There you go. Get the baby powder out. There you go. So, I wonder, I want to ask him this, but does he buy his baby powder in bulk or does he just go buy the bottle?
I mean, any man of knowledge knows, you go to a place like Sam's Club and you buy it in bulk.
Yeah. I'm definitely
because when you're a pimp, you live in luxury and you do everything big.
Exactly. Yeah, that I can see that. I can definitely see that. And the winner of these two matches are going to be facing each other to find out, like I said, who is going to face Alexander Gold.
King.
You're not going to let that one go, are you?
Ruthless King.
He is ruthless. He was ruthless, but I still think we might be seeing a new crowned king here soon.
I don't believe that.
The people that are in this match, it's going to be at the October 29th show, which is the Diamond State of Emergency, is going to be whoever wins this match will be the one that faces the Ruthless King.
There you go.
Yeah. We'll also be seeing a lot of other things coming up. I'm kind of excited to see what happens next with Angel, too. Angel Camacho, he's got some as far as I know, he doesn't have a opponent coming up at this next show.
He'll find one.
You think Wes is going to come up with something for him?
Oh, yeah.
He always seems to have something in store for him to do.
Because, at the show before Roll Treatment, that first show, right. It was K. Toomer.
Yes.
And then last show, Shane Taylor came in, put up a hell of a fight, and just came up short because of Los Camachos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Angel's having to reach out to his family to make sure that he was able to secure that win. Because it's Shane Taylor that was there. Which is one thing I do want to bring up. You never know what's going to happen in Diamond State Wrestling. We had Shane Taylor show up here. And it just makes for such an exciting show. You don't know who's going to come in next and everything. But he should have won that match. And like you said, if he hadn't reached out to, the Camachos to help him out, then he would have definitely lost.
You might have Shane Taylor, someone who's a former ROH television champion, land his talent, per se, in Diamond State Wrestling. But did you see he had an entourage, a posse, any backup? No, because the guy has no friends. Okay,
yeah. He has friends. He was just in an unfair situation. Because Angel Camacho had his family here with him.
Exactly.
Already, so
blood's pretty thick. When you're Shane Taylor, all you got is water. You got the blood there.
Yeah, he, like I said, it's just unfair situation, in my opinion. He took advantage. So let's kind of move on from that because I don't think we're going to agree on that. I mean, obviously, you're going to sit here and take the side of the United in a lot of this because that's what I'm seeing here is a lot of United sympathizer going on.
Hey, when you got to buy in, I'm making. This is a career choice.
Yeah.
I got to go. I got to provide for my family, and if being a sympathizer to the United if that's what's going to put food on my table, well be it.
But for me, I have 2 kids. How would I be able to tell them, look, this is what Dad has to do that? I got to teach my children to do better.
So you'll be a hero.
I wouldn't say a hero, but you got to teach your kids right from wrong.
The right thing in this business is money and championships.
I think that Laurentiis X would have had a much better shot at having that championship had the United not come out there. That was such a shocking moment too, to the point where I will even say this: my kids were still talking about it. I had them on my own podcast recently, and that's what they were talking about: is our king, turning heel and going the easy route, and going with the United and stuff. And Laurentiis X was just left there. They even stole his head.
Well, yeah, because that guy's a freak of nature.
He's a superhero, man.
Sometimes superheroes gotta fall.
Oh, man. I feel sorry for when you have children.
I feel bad for them, but they're gonna learn the right way. I feel like you're going too easy on this. I feel like you are trying to be the nice guy. Sometimes nice guys don't win. That's what I've learned in life, is that being a nice guy doesn't get you anywhere.
Well,
and in Laurentiis X, he learned that when he tried to be buddy with the Diamond State faithful, and it didn't turn out well for him, because when you're the Ruthless King and you have friends in very high places, that gets you somewhere. That puts gold on you for gold. So when we're thinking about this and we're talking, you have Laurentiis X, a freak with a head. Who brings a mannequin to the ring? First of all, a mannequin head as in that's kind of creepy. That's creepy behavior. And when you're thinking about this guy and he's talking about these spirits in his head, I think he needs to go see somebody. But first of all, when he activates these spirits that are in his head, and you're thinking, oh, I got the power of 20 guys. So when you got the power of 20 guys, our Ruthless King is going to bring in some backup to even those odds. That's just fair. That's how it's going to happen.
Well, you know what? We're not going to get too much into that right now. So we have, we've talked about what we need to talk about in this first episode, and we need to hear a word from our sponsors.
Who hired this guy?
Before we get off of here, we want to thank Boston Mountain Brewery for their support, as well as the Front Row Boys, and
love those guys.
Jeremy Weller as well, for helping to make sure that we get all of the stuff that we need for the shows. They are the ones who have supplied us with the championship belts and things like that. Thank you guys for that. We're going to end this show. I hope that you guys come back. I hope that you enjoyed talking with us. And until next time, keep shining, folks.
Keep shining. And also, August 5th, Boston Mountain Brewery, we're going to have a SummerSlam watch-along. Come and meet and greet with all the guys. You can even meet the Ruthless King, Alexander Gold of the United, your heavyweight champion and your savior. So with that, August 5th, Saturday, SummerSlam. Be there or be square. And with that being said, I'm Jamie Rose. He's Jared
Rao.
Rao.
That's right.
And we are The Rare Cut.